everybody. My name is Virginia. I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So the name of I'll present my nonprofit organization first. The name of it is Worthy of Resourceful Knowledge. W.O.R.K is our abbreviation. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So we are in action. So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised here in Columbus, Ohio, on the west side of Columbus. I went to Highland Elementary School, Hiltonia Middle School, and Briggs High School. So I am a Bruin. It's on there. Okay, so I'm going to try not to read this, but it's on there. So in 2018, I went through the process of purchasing my first home as an African-American single mother, and just going through that actual process of getting credit approved, having financing and things like that. It's really what helped me start this nonprofit. So 2018, I decided to purchase a home for me and my son, and I just had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know where to start, what to do. And then after, going through the process, I realized that there are so many people out here that don't know what to do, and how to start the process and things like that. So that is where the nonprofit came from. I remember I was sitting at my job and I asked myself, what is it that you're good at? And I'm like, well, I'm good at working. So I wrote down the letters W.O.R.K. And under each letter, I wrote down different words that start with the word, letter W, letter O, and then that's how I came up with the nonprofit, the Worthy of Resourceful Knowledge, because it's the knowledge piece is what we miss in the community from not having the financing we need, not being able to come up with or purchase the homes that we want. It's just really a lack of knowledge. It's not that it's impossible to do, we just don't know what to do or how to do it. So this talks about the birth of W.O.R.K. As I said, after I was living in my house for a few months, it occurred to me that a lot of people just did not have the knowledge. And I applied for, I don't know if anyone is familiar with the CFPB, but I applied for their cohort back in 2019, and I was trained by them in order to help people learn about credit, financing, and things like that. So I have these little booklets that I get from them, and this is how I teach people about financial literacy. So I was able to do that. Trying to see how I'm really trying not to read these slides. You're doing great. So the company overview, Worthy of Resourceful Knowledge is a nonprofit organization dedicated to educating individuals of the community on how to earn, spend, save, borrow, and protect their money while working toward their financial goals. Right now I teach classes at churches and things like that. I really like working with people one-on-one because people have different goals. So it's kind of almost easier to work with them, whether it be I want to get out of debt or I want to buy a home. I'm working with a couple now, an older couple, and they are having some financial difficulties with hospital bills. He was in the hospital, so I'm helping them with their HCAP, just things like that. So it's easier to work with individuals, but I do love also the group aspect of it, just so that that knowledge is getting out there to the community. My vision is to help others gain the confidence and knowledge about money and promote financial empowerment. I want people to know that it is physically possible to be financially stable without having to kill yourself working all these extra hours. And it's just all about budgeting and making sure that the money that you earn is money that you're not only using to pay your bills, but you have a savings, and that you're able to save some money, invest some money. I want to teach the community how to do things like that. Our mission statement. And these are some of the services that I teach on. So credit education, I try to help people understand their credit score, the do's and don'ts of credit improving, financial management, including budgeting and handling debt, employer referrals. I help with resume writing as well, teaching people how to fill out an application, and financial literacy for beginners. I also have like children's booklets that I help for the children 18 and under. Okay, so the goals. So of course I'm hosting the workshops now, but my biggest goal is to get into the schools to try to help children understand finances at a young age. And then also I want to be able to train other people to be able to teach and host workshops as well. Okay, so that is all the information I have for the nonprofit. So that is my email and my website. So that's all for that one. I guess I'll go right into the second one.
Go right into it, because normally when we have two presenters, they both present and then we ask questions at the end.
Okay.
So you're good.
Okay, perfect. So that was the nonprofit. So I also have a, thank you. So that was the nonprofit. I also have a for-profit. It's kind of like a baby of the nonprofit. It's called We're There Resourceful Knowledge, but this is the LLC. This is actually where I teach step aerobics. So now this is like the other half of my education portion, but it is more so focused on the fitness part and the body itself. So back in 2020, I actually went through a weight loss program through Ohio Health. I lost over 100 pounds. And what I did was I met with dietitians and psychiatrists on the whole process of weight loss, weight management, things like that. And then from there, I was able to become a step aerobics instructor. And what I want to do with this, it's fairly new. What I want to do with this portion of the business is help people with their, not just weight loss, but their overall health. Back in 2016, my son's father passed away from heart failure. And to look at him, you would think he was healthy. But on the inside, you know, heart failure, that's a big thing, you know. So the goal is to not just make you skinny and look good in your two-piece. You know, I want you to be overall healthy, mentally, physically, financially. So it's all kind of put in together. Again, with this, I would like to be able to get into schools, starting the kids young, just with a fitness routine. I don't know if I want to dive into like the dietitian part of it. I think I would want to go to school before doing that, but just helping them make better choices with their fitness and their health as well. And I think that is everything. Yes, so that is the end of my presentation. Thank you. So questions?
Yeah, so I'll grab this.
Okay.
I guess I didn't need this after. You want to do the first one and maybe this one?
Okay, thank you.
I have a question, but does anyone else have questions right away they want to ask? Call in. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So my question is for the weight loss. Do you have any like programs for men 5'9", kind of husky men, kind of drop some pounds before their trip to Jamaica in the summer?
So the great news is, so Extreme Hip Hop is actually what I teach. I don't know if anyone has heard of it. The founder of Extreme Hip Hop is actually from Cleveland, and he's like this big built dude. So like he's like the main person. So the program itself is for everyone, men and women. I could possibly, I don't know if I can pull it up, but I could like show a video, but it's for everyone. It's not going to make you bulky. It's not, you're not going to look like the Rock in 6 weeks.
Trying to get slim.
So yes.
Trying to fit it in 2 pieces.
Okay, so with that, yes. So right now I'm teaching at Rec Center. So I had a class at Groveport Rec Center, Marion Franklin Rec Center. I'm at Serenity Nutrition Club. I teach there on Mondays and Thursdays. So the program itself, right now, I'm just teaching the fitness, the exercise portion of it. I do want to get more into it. Actually, that's what Jamie referred me, and that's where we met at a step class. So that's where I need help with broadening that aspect of it. So right now I'm just teaching the class, but I want to learn more about the fitness. And I have a lady that comes who's a diabetic, and I remember she told me a couple weeks ago, like, hey, I was able to stop taking my medicine since I've been coming to your class. So that is the main thing I want to do. I want to promote health and wellness so that we can live a longer life, but we lack that knowledge. So that is my goal. But you can definitely come to a class. I teach Monday.
When are you at Groveport?
So Groveport, right now I'm actually on break from Groveport. I'm there Saturdays at 11 a.m., but I'm actually on break from there for the summer. So I'll probably be back there maybe in the fall. They're working on some scheduling. But I can, I'll see what I can find out. Yes, I definitely will.
My question is primarily about the nonprofit side of things. Have you considered using a CRM and like licensing your like classes so teachers all around the world can use them?
For the nonprofit classes?
Yeah.
So the thing is, so it's already, I guess, registered through the CFPB because that's who trains me. All the documents, everything comes through them. So I am technically trained to train others through the CFPB. I just have to get the people, I guess, a team, so that way I can get some people to help me. Because like I said, right now I'm working with people one-on-one, but I would love to say, hey, reach out to my partner who can help you with this credit, build your credit while I help this person with their budgeting or whatever the case may be. But I have been trained through the CFPB. Yes.
What is CFPB?
So I always mess it up. They just changed the name. So it's the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It's all over. It's nationwide. They actually help consumers protect their finances. So like through credit laws and things like that, making sure they're not being charged more than they should be. And then they also have booklets that help you understand the credit, the budgeting, the savings portion, and things like that.
So maybe Wesley, kind of asking like, is she allowed to kind of put that programming in
My question was like, do you have any like online portal if somebody wants to come in and be like, hey, I would love to help you, then you have all the things they need to go through for their training, and then you can work with them through that.
But they can do it online.
So where they can apply to help me?
Yeah.
No, I would need to get something like that. Like I have my website where people can book appointments, but not to actually apply to help. That would be great. That would be great.
Okay. For the nonprofit, well, I forget my second question, but anyway, so for the nonprofit, how are you bringing in money? So are you like stipend through this anytime you do workshops, or like how are you sustainable with your nonprofit?
So the only thing we're doing right now to bring in money, we sell Anthony Thomas candy bars as a fundraiser. So that's right now the only
Okay.
income.
So my thought is like, there's a lot of dollars that like to go towards like financial literacy, or like in my nonprofit to bring people in to like host classes or things like that. So anyway, I didn't know if you like had explored any of those.
I have not. That I think that's what I need help with, is trying to get it from just the church, well, not even the church, but the small community to like a bigger platform. Yes.
First of all, great presentation.
Oh, thank
on both
you.
parts. So everyone obviously needs financial literacy. Everyone can have better credit. But who do you feel like is your target audience that you would like to really attract as like your first like deep dive into building your customer base?
My target audience, and this is just my personal, is the single mother. The single mother, yes. Yeah, that's who I try to target the most, because I'm not only helping her, but I'm helping her children, and because that's my story. That that's who I am. And to be able, and I didn't actually share this. In December, I just built my second home through Fisher Homes. So, so that's something that I want to, not only am I teaching you, but I'm living this life. I want to show them by example, and then by not just talking to them, but showing them it can be done. My first home that I mentioned back in 2018, that was a brand new build through Miranda. So the fact that it's possible, you know, and then for people to see that you're able to do it. If I can do it, you can do it, you know. So it's really the single mother is where my heart is. So I would say that is my target audience. Yeah.
Cool. I don't have a question, but I have two like seeds to plant with.
Okay.
I know someone that Park National is coming out with like grant funding for people that live. I was just looking at the text for like majority minority census tracts where they can get up to like $15,000.
Okay.
So I think go towards a home purchase. That they
Oh,
don't have to
nice.
pay back.
Okay, yes.
So connecting that park could be a way to like learn more about it, or I don't think it's out yet, but
Okay.
something to see. And then secondly, I'm trying to learn this for myself, having gotten into public speaking, but someone's connecting me to someone who there's federal funding for people if they do school-wide events, that the school doesn't have to pay for it, and the government has federal funding for people to come in and talk. And that could be something, as I try to learn more about it as well, I can try to help kind of share with you.
I would appreciate
But,
that.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's not even the school's money, it's money that's already out there that people are
Right.
using, so it'd be a unique way to go to the school for no cost to them. There's just certain probably paperwork or guidelines to file. So I'm still
Right.
trying to learn it myself, but figured I'd let you know.
Yes, please do. Thank you. We will definitely connect.
So for the workshops that you're teaching, what makes them unique from other financial workshops?
As far as like at the church, like the actual events that I host.
Yeah.
So
Or
I
what
don't
you
know.
plan to do in schools.
Say it one more time.
Or what you plan to do in schools.
So I don't know if it's even any type of uniqueness. It's just getting the knowledge to them. Because right now a lot of the schools do not have programming that teach them about financing. Most of the time I am not the only nonprofit actually doing. I've heard of nonprofits that actually, you know, well, we'll work with your credit card company to help you get this lower interest rate. My biggest piece is I want to give you the knowledge, so that way it sticks with you, and then not only do you have that for you, you can help someone else. I think that's the biggest, I guess, uniqueness with my organization is we focus on the knowledge portion of financial literacy. I'm not the one that say, okay, well, let's look at your credit report and we're going to dispute everything. We're going to understand how this happened, you know, why. If this is your bill, you're going to pay your bill. You know, I'm not the one that's like, let's just, you know, go past. I want that knowledge. I want you to understand so that way we can stop it from happening again. Because let's say we help you get your 780 credit score, and then you go buy the house and you're in your house for 2 months and you don't know how to pay your mortgage. You know, so that's my biggest portion is giving you the knowledge. Some people don't know how to read pay stubs. You know, it's just, there's so many things that some people just don't have credit to begin with. So it's just helping them understand that it's not necessarily impossible. We just have to get the information. And that's where I want to fill in that gap to where they have the knowledge. So I guess that might, does that answer your question?
Yeah, so are
Okay.
there other people doing something similar to what you are with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau's like information?
So when I went to the training, there were about 12 other people there. So there are other organizations, I know like Impact and the Jewish community, so they were there. But I don't know if they're teaching seminars as the way I do it. I don't know if they just like lead people to different organizations or if they're actually doing the actual work as well. So I'm not sure what all they do.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm in awe of everything that you're trying to do. This is a lot.
Yes, it is.
So my advice would be start with one thing.
Okay.
And it sounds like you already know what that one thing is, and it sounds like it's single moms, helping them with their financials. And I love having that target market really clearly defined. Something that helped me in my journey was really talking to that target market and hearing more about their specific concerns so that you can build the tool that they actually, like the exact tool that they need. So if you haven't connected with local single mother organizations, I really recommend motherful.org. Yep. So if you want an introduction, I know one of their co-founders and I would be happy to introduce you. So that would be an awesome resource for you to start.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I was also thinking about bringing you into my program so that there's a lot of moms there as well.
One of the threads that I was thinking about that may connect both businesses, I mean, the name is the same, but I feel like, knowledge plus action is a really powerful thing. And, there's a lot of kind of research and wisdom on like taking at least 28 days to change a habit or something like that. So, I mean, like empowering people with knowledge, but then also coaching them, along, because I mean, that's the theme of what I hear you're doing. And I guess the other thought I had, this is all stream of consciousness, but like post-COVID, everyone's credit, needs a rework, and everyone's body needs a rework.
Right.
So I mean, you're in the right moment. So I mean, for sure, it's you're tapping into the right, the right now moment. I just feel like the habit change is the thread that could, tie them all together.
Awesome. Thank you.
Motherful does have an event this Sunday where you can connect with the moms and the CEO and founders. Sunday at 254 Ackler Road. So it'll be a great place.
What time? Do you know what time?
It is going to be from 12 to 5. So it'll be a market supporting the moms and just having different vendors there. So it'll be a great time to connect and like run those ideas.
Okay. Can you? So I'll be in Orlando. I'm leaving today at 2. But I should be back. Can you give me that information? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That works. Thank you.
Who else has some thoughts or questions? Or I was wondering. So your business side of it, you like teach the step aerobics, and the gyms are paying you to come in. Is that how that works?
So no.
What is the sustainability of your business side?
So depending on where I'm teaching, normally the rec centers, what they'll do is they'll have whoever comes to the class pay a fee, and then I would get a portion of what they've collected. It's normally how it works. Really, that's how it's been working. Even at the nutrition places, we're trying different things with that to where people that come to class do have to pay a fee, whether it be $6 or $10, and then either I would split that through with the company or wherever I'm renting. Ultimately, I would love to have my own place, so that way I can keep my like right now I have step boards in my trunk. I have I have material everywhere. I would love to have like a one place where I could have everything kept there, and then of course be able to afford the leasing or whatever that may be. So yeah.
How often are you wanting to have those classes if you had a space?
I'm going to speak this into existence. Eventually, I would love to do it full time because right now I'm working a 9 to 5. I'm still a single mother. I teach in the evenings. I would love it to be like a place where I can have 3 or 4 classes a day.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And all those classes would be like individuals would still pay per class. So I was wondering if through your for-profit or business that you would have maybe get some clientele from there that might want help with their credit, right? But if it's always like a paid class like that, then maybe you are reaching them, maybe you're not. But anyone else?
I'll have no questions, but I'm so proud.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jamie. I appreciate
So
it.
proud. So, okay, the last thing we always ask is like, as a community, what can we do to support you and help you in your journey?
So I would say I think the resources, that's what I need help with. As she mentioned, the information that you'll give me, the information that he'll give me, just the resources. Just how can I take that next leap of faith and make it a bigger, well not bigger, but get more active in the community. Like I said, right now I'm just working with a few people. I meet Wednesday nights with them, and then I teach, throughout the week. But just to know how I can take this to the next level for both. Huh?
Good question.
So
The question was, which one do you want to do the most?
So finance is my heart. Helping and I think, I don't know if it's because I've been in that the longest, but I think that's where they're both so important to me, you know, because finance is my heart because that's where I started. Fitness that one is newer. I'm trying to think, Jamie. That's actually a hard question because I feel like they coincide so much because if you take care of your finances, you feel better. You know, like even ultimately, like mindset is better. You're not stressed as much. I would say finance, the nonprofit. Yeah, that's my heart. That's my heart. So I would say the nonprofit.
Very good question. So we're gonna make sure you get all the resources you need to like.
Thank you.
You can still pay yourself as a nonprofit, right?
And that's what I need knowledge of. I need some knowledge.
This is more for everyone because I'm not really sure, but like, is there things like Patreon where she could like sign something up where people could whether $1 a month, $5 a month, and like as like a support as it grows, that goes to the cause? It's something to. I don't know what other platforms are out there besides Patreon, but that was just a thought that popped into my head. It's something where people can. My buddy did it for his podcast before it took off, but just something that I just thought of too.
I love it. Yeah. Let's all think on that. All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, everybody.